Leading the Learning. Introduction. Welcome to Module 1. This module will invite you to explore what it means to be a leader of learning in your own context. The idea of agency is at the heart of the learning in this module, as you examine how program growth is directly tied to the IB role or roles that you have taken on. Conceptual understandings and lines of inquiry. Please take a moment to review the conceptual understandings for this workshop and the lines of inquiry for this module. The conceptual understandings of this workshop are listed below. Schools build relationships with the IB. Schools develop ways to function as IB World Schools. Schools construct collaborative learning communities. Schools promote leadership throughout the school. In order to explore the conceptual understandings of the workshop, in this module, you will inquire into the characteristics of international mindedness, investigate ways in which international mindedness and the learner profile can be embraced by the school community, explore the relationship between the IB and the school. Learning engagements. In this module, you are invited to complete the following learning engagements. Learning engagement and its description. Activator, leading learning. This activator invites you to consider the qualities of a learning leader in order to better help you lead the learning at your school. Learning engagement 1, internationally minded. This learning engagement focuses on developing an understanding of the IB ecosystem by investigating international mindedness and its connection to core elements of the IB education. Learning engagement 2A, research your program. This learning engagement aims to help you further understand your IB program and how it might affect you. Learning engagement 2B, roles and responsibilities. Building upon your work in learning engagement 2A, you will explore your role as a learning leader in your IB program. Reflection, action planning. This reflection invites you to begin planning your IB journey. Resources. Scan the QR code to access the resources you will need to complete Module 1. What is an IB education? IB learner profile. Education, the world's global language program standards and practices. Artwork makes IB learner profile personally meaningful. 10 ways to promote international mindedness. Activator, leading learning. This activator invites you to consider the qualities of a learning leader in order to better help you lead the learning at your school. Estimated completion time, 30 minutes. Step 1. Watch and reflect. Take a moment to reflect on what you already know about the IB and its programs. Then watch the video. Scan the QR code to post the information you did not know about the IB and comment on how that information may inform your role as a learning leader. The IB mission. The International Baccalaureate aims to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who help to create a better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. To this end, the organization works with schools, governments, and international organizations to develop challenging programs of international education and rigorous assessment. These programs encourage students across the world to become active, compassionate, and lifelong learners who understand that other people, with their differences, can also be right. Scan the QR code to post the information you did not know about the IB and comment on how that information may inform your role as a learning leader.
For over 40 years, an international baccalaureate education has been helping people cross the boundaries that separate languages, countries, and cultures. Today, the IB continues that tradition, providing a continuum of international education that features 4 high-quality programs for students from 3 to 19 years old. In a rapidly changing world, IB programs aim to develop intercultural understanding and respect, a mission reflected in 10 core values. The IB Learner Profile describes the attributes of people who are empowered to help create a better and more peaceful world. As IB learners, we strive to be inquirers, Curious, enthusiastic, lifelong learners who ask powerful questions. Knowledgeable, exploring locally and globally significant ideas. Thinkers, critical, creative, ethical decision makers. Communicators, good listeners, confident in more than one language. Principled, honest, fair, and responsible. Open-minded, developing critical appreciation for our own cultures and the cultures of others. Caring, committed to service with the community. Risk-takers, courageous, resourceful, and resilient. Balanced, focused on well-being for ourselves and those around us. Reflective, thoughtful, realistic, and hopeful for the future. At the heart of an IB education are passionate, lifelong learners who believe that how you learn and why you're learning is as important as what you study in school. Students are at the center of IB programs, internationally minded people who recognize their common humanity and shared guardianship of the planet. An IB education means opportunities to develop healthy relationships, imagination, and ethical reasoning. It means building the confidence and persistence students need to achieve challenging goals. It means learning what it is to be human and how to thrive in a complex world. IB learners work together to turn experience into understanding. As they learn how to learn and how to manage their own learning, IB students are supported by assessment, a variety of strategies through which teachers help them understand how they're doing and how they can keep doing better. An IB education helps students build understanding through inquiry, action, and reflection. Students learn by doing, connecting the classroom with the world beyond. IB programs culminate in exhibitions, projects, and independent research that demonstrate not only what students know, but also what they can do. An IB education creates learning communities in which students can increase their understanding of language and culture, and which can help them to become more globally engaged. Through IB programs, students explore how to face both local and global challenges that involve the environment, development, conflict, rights, cooperation, and governance. The IB's courses and curriculum frameworks are engaging, relevant, challenging, and significant. In IB programs, students learn content that is worth knowing and that can help them make a difference. An IB education spans traditional academic disciplines and pushes students to make connections across many fields of study. IB programs are broad and balanced, conceptual, and connected. Their rigorous models of assessment have earned widespread respect, including recognition of the IB diploma as an international university entrance qualification. The IB represents an independent, worldwide community of educators who are committed to excellence. Thousands of creative IB World schools collaborate to connect high ideals with the day-to-day details of teaching and learning. They hold each other mutually accountable to standards and practices that define high-quality educational programs. What makes an IB education unique? Alumni, educators, supporters, and more than 1 million students and their families every year, working together to make a better world through education.
Step 2. Visual representation. Using your notes from Step 1, identify at least 5 qualities of a learning leader. You may also refer to the document, What is an IB Education? Identify a symbol or an image of what those qualities might look like. Step 3. Scan the QR code to post the 5 qualities you identified, the symbol image that represents those qualities, an explanation of why you selected your symbol image. Comment on at least 2 posts made by your colleagues. Comment on what resonated with you in their posts, or ask the clarifying question. Scan the QR code to view the sample response for your reference. Learning Engagement 1. Internationally Minded. This learning engagement focuses on developing an understanding of the IB ecosystem by investigating international mindedness and its connection to core elements of the IB education. Estimated completion time, 60 minutes. Step 1. Read and watch. The IB Learner Profile. The IB mission statement comes to life through the IB Learner Profile. The IB mission. The International Baccalaureate aims to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who help to create a better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. To this end, the organization works with schools, governments, and international organizations to develop challenging programs of international education and rigorous assessment. These programs encourage students across the world to become active, compassionate, and lifelong learners who understand that other people, with their differences, can also be right. International mindedness. If we are to give our young people a fighting chance to make sense of world events, then we need to offer a globally minded education from which students will emerge confident and capable to build a future we all want to live in. Reading list. Read the following resources. Scan the QR to access the reading list. IB Learner Profile, available in the resource library. Artwork makes IB Learner Profile personally meaningful. Education, the world's global language. 10 ways to promote international mindedness. Program standards and practices purpose available in the resource library. Step 2. Define. Identify common aspects that connect the documents from Step 1. Then use the common aspects you identified to write a concise definition, no longer than 100 words, about what international mindedness might mean in an IB world context. Step 3. Scan the QR code to post your definition. Read your colleagues' definitions and comment on at least 2. In your commentary, highlight how or where the definition might be evidenced. Focus on how, as learning leaders, they can help stakeholders, administrators, teachers, students, parents, to better understand why they have chosen to become an IB school. Scan the QR code to view the sample response for your reference. Learning Engagement 2A. Research your program. This learning engagement aims to help you further understand your primary year's program and how it might affect you. Estimated completion time 60 minutes. Step 1. Research. Scan the QR code to search and find new information about the primary year's program. List the information you find under 3 main headings: leadership, systems, resources. Create one mind map of your 3 lists using a mind mapping software such as MindMap, Canva, or any other tool of your choice. Make connections on the mind map between what you have found and your current role at school. Is there anything that is a natural fit? Step 3. Scan the QR code to post your completed mind map and comment on at least 2 posts. For sample response from the other participants, scan the QR code for your reference. Learning Engagement 2B. Roles and Responsibilities. Building upon Learning Engagement 2A, this learning engagement focuses on helping you better understand your role as a learning leader in an IB World school. Estimated completion time, 60 minutes. Step 1. Write. In your capacity as either administrator, PYP coordinator, head of department, librarian, teacher, etc., write a short marketing message to a specific stakeholder group with whom you naturally engage about the primary year's program and your role in that program. Use what you learned about your role in Learning Engagement 2A. Make sure your message is interesting, precise, concise, and informative. Scan the QR code to post your response. Scan the QR code to view the sample response for your reference. Step 2, 3, 2, 1. Consider and identify 3 things that you are excited about in terms of the role you will play in the development of your IB program. 2 questions that you have about the role you will play in the development of your IB program. 1 concern that you now have about the role you will play in the development of your IB program. Step 3. Scan the QR code to post your responses from Step 2 to the Roles and Responsibilities forum. Comment on the posts made by 2 colleagues. In your commentaries, respond to your colleagues' questions and suggest possible modifications to their job descriptions. Scan the QR code to view the sample response for your reference. Reflection, action planning. This reflection invites you to begin planning your IB journey. Estimated completion time, 30 minutes. Step 1. Scan the QR code to download the Personal Action Plan template available in the resource library. You will use this template to begin a personal action plan for your role in your IB program. Your identified actions may or may not inform the school's authorization action plan. You will be adding to the same document in modules 2, 3, and 4. Step 2. Reflect. Consider the following questions. What do you think you will need to do with regard to international mindedness? How will your role be involved in the actual implementation of the IB program at your school? Are there any monetary considerations? Are there any people other than yourself that you will need to contact, involve? Add your reflections to the Personal Action Plan template you downloaded in Step 1. Step 3. Scan the QR code to upload your draft action plan to the Action Plan 1 forum. Scan the QR code to view the sample response for your reference. Module checklist. Created a visual or oral presentation about what is an IB education, defined international mindedness, and discussed what it might mean in an IB World School context. researched your IB program and identified connections to your current role, written a short marketing message to a stakeholder group, discussed the role you will play in the implementation of your IB program, and started on an action plan. Congratulations, you have reached the end of this module. In this module, you explored the main tenets of the IB philosophy and developed some understanding of your role within the IB school's ecosystem. Throughout the module, you investigated international mindedness, the IB learner profile, and the IB mission, and began planning for successful implementation. In the next module, you will inquire into the nature of the aims and learning outcomes of an IB curriculum, the idea of how collaboration enhances the implementation of an IB curriculum.